Hey Omies, I'm Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga. Thanks for choosing this class today. This is a class that leads up to and into a roughly 15-minute seated meditation. And that is where we're going with this. It's about a 40-minute class. It's suitable for everybody. And there is one prop that you will want for class today. That's something to sit on. So I'm going to use a folded up yoga blanket. If you've got one of those, awesome. If you want one of those, I'll put a link in the description for this video to blankets that you can get them. But you can also use a cushion or whatever blanket you can fold up and get a nice firm solid seat from. Cool. So go grab that and I will meet you seated on your mat in just a few seconds. See you then. As I mentioned in the opening, it will be helpful to have a blanket or a cushion to sit on. You can also use a yoga block. It is for our meditation portion of class, and it's also for right now. So why don't you take whatever prop you've got, or hit pause if you didn't get that yet and you're like, oh, I don't really need it. Go get something to sit on and then sit on it, and I'll meet you there. And once you've got your prop, you can hit play again, obviously. So those of us who are here, we've already hit play and we're just here for class. So sit on your props, sit on something. There are a few benefits to sitting on something. One of the ones that we're using it for here is that it just helps you move your pelvis a little more when you are sitting. It just helps you find a little bit more mobility. It also helps you just to get your hips up a little bit higher, or as high as your knees maybe, to help you get a little bit of passive hip flexion opening, so hip opening here while you're sitting. Welcome. I had this great debate about whether to split this class into 2 videos and then call it 2 classes. And then I was like, no, let's put it in one. I think there are enough of us who want a little bit of movement and a longer bit of meditation. And so that's what we're going to get today. I didn't want to just jump into meditation. I wanted us to give our bodies a chance to just get settled for that, which is why we're sitting here. Turn your palms up on your lap, and then just relax your hands there. Rest your hands onto your legs. Feel the weight of your arms on your legs, but then relax there. Just let them be there. Breathe through your nose, and take a couple of longer, more cleansing feeling breaths. You can relax or close your eyes if that helps you focus on your breath. Sit up tall. I'll get into a little more specifics of how I would like you to sit when we come into the meditation. But for now, sit up tall. And now work to make your inhale and your exhale the same length as each other. Just nice and long breaths, nice and long inhale, nice and long exhale. And focus on your breath. Lengthen through your neck. So lift up a little through your torso. Move the front of your shoulders back. And then move your shoulders sort of towards the opposite back pocket or back butt cheek. Just a little diagonal down your back. If your eyes are still open, close them if that's relaxing, or soften them and look down past your nose towards the ground. Bring your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, the prayer position. And welcome yourself. Thank yourself for setting aside this time, for carving out this time in your day. So give yourself this opportunity to spend time with yourself. Exploring what's going on inside. Noticing what comes up as you sit. And being in a silent conversation with it. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? That's what we're going to look at today. An active, internal meditation. Thanks for being here. Lower your hands to your lap. And if your eyes are closed, start to open them. Take your right hand onto the ground beside you. Push down into it and stretch your left arm up, and you're probably already leaning to the right a little, so lean to the right more. Bend your right elbow in towards your ribs, even behind your ribs, and stretch your left arm over to the right. Really stretch through your left elbow, stretch through your left wrist, push down through your left hip so you get a nice long stretch through your whole left side. And stay with your breath. Push through your right hand and come up through center and bring your left hand to the ground. Place it down firmly on the ground, stretch your right arm up, and carry on with that side bend over to the left. Bend into your left elbow. You can move your left elbow even maybe behind your rib cage a little, and then straighten through your right elbow, straighten through your right wrist, and really stretch over to the left. Root down through the right side of your hip, so that you get a little more stretch through your right side. Because your right hip's going to want to come with you. Leave it down, stretch through your right elbow, right wrist. And smile. And come up through center, and bring your hands down onto your lap again. Take your right hand and place it onto your lower back. Take your left hand and place it around your right knee somewhere. Sit up tall. With your right hand, encourage your lower back to draw in slightly, to arch a little in your lower back, just a little. And then stretch up through your spine and twist to the right. Roll your shoulders back to help expand your chest. Sit up tall. And stay here and breathe. Just let the twist open you up. Breathe into the twist and feel it. Feel where it might be tight. Breathe into that and see if you can create a little more opening. With your next inhale, untwist and come back to center. And then when you're ready, take your left hand onto your lower back. Place it on your sacrum, roughly. Take your right hand onto your left knee. Look forward. Use your left hand to encourage that little arch of your lower back so your spine moves forward slightly. And then sit up really tall and twist to the left. So pull with your right hand on your left leg a little. Resist with your left leg to help with the twist. Move both shoulders back and down your back a little and twist. And stay in the twist. Breathe into it. Use your breath to help expand where you're a little tight, to help open you up where you're a little closed off. With an inhale, untwist back to center. Interlace your fingers in front of you and push your palms away. And then round into your upper back. So push your back away, push your hands away, but opposite away. So hands forward, your spine, your chest, back, and stretch. And then stretch your arms up and overhead. Push up through your hands so you can lift through your shoulders. Push up. Breathe. And release that. Roll your shoulders a little. And now we're going to stand up. So please move your props out of the way for a little bit until we come back and sit down. And then stand on your mat with your feet about hip distance apart. Stretch down through your arms. Tadasana. Straighten your feet, make them parallel to each other. Straighten your arms down at your sides. Straighten it all the way up through your spine. Not a straight spine, but you probably know what I mean. The natural curves of your spine. Nice and long. Feel your lower back with one hand. Take one hand, touch your lower back, and if you can feel it arch a little, awesome. If you can't feel it arch a little, touch your hand to your lower back like we were doing seated and encourage your lower back to move forward a little bit. Keep that, and everybody lengthen down through the bottom of your tailbone. Just tighten up your butt a little, get a little less of the arch, but keep the arch in your lower back. And then you can stretch your arms down your sides. Not a big Tadasana lesson today, but I just want to help you find that because it's important for sitting as well. It's a slight tip of the pelvis can help you get that, but we'll get into that more when we sit. Let's move a little. Stretch your arms up. Just a little movement here. Bend your knees, fold forward, and touch the ground. I just wanted to get us off the ground for a little bit, even though we're going to be, touching it. Bend your knees enough so that you can touch the ground, and then stretch your head down. Even though your back is going to be probably rounded here a bit, that's okay. Stretch your head down. Relax through your upper back, relax through your mid back, and allow your upper body to get longer. Lift through your hips so your knees straighten a little bit. Push through your fingers and straighten your arms. Keep your fingertips on the ground. Ardha Uttanasana. Come up about halfway. Come to arms straight, fingertips on the ground. And then think about your back. We're going to want to find a little length in your back. So bend your knees. Move the front of your ribs up towards the ceiling, so that might feel a little counterintuitive. It's okay. Don't worry. Trust me, I got you here. Lift through your butt a little bit. Lift through your tailbone a little bit. Keep the front of your ribs moving up, and then look forward just a little. Move from your breastbone and stretch your breastbone forward. Move your shoulders away from your ears and lengthen through your neck. And hopefully you're getting a bit of a spine stretch here. Just opening up a little. To help, you can push down through your fingertips and energetically pull back with your fingers. And that might help you move your shoulders away from your ears and lengthen through your neck a little more. Just having that extra little bit of resistance work. Keep the length in your spine, bend your elbows, and fold forward. Keep your knees bent. Bent knee, Uttanasana, even if you're like, I use straight legs, Stephen. You can do that, but I want you to open up your back a little more. Doing it with bent knees can help with that. Straighten your arms, everybody. Everybody. Ardha Uttanasana. Shoulders away from your ears, long spine, and fold forward. Stand up. Come up part way, or just come all the way up and stand up. Shake that off. Behind your back, interlace your fingers. Shrug your shoulders a little. Move the top of your arms back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together by turning your upper arms out and hugging in with your shoulder blades right in towards your spine. Lift your hands away from your butt. Get a nice opening across the front of your chest. Draw your lower back in, but stretch down through your tailbone. So that's going to help tone your abdomen and get your spine into the natural curves a little bit more. And then bend your knees, fold forward. So push your pelvis back, lift up through your pelvis, and fold forward. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Stretch your head down towards your feet. Think about your shoulders. Move your shoulders away from your ears. And stretch long through your spine. Listen to your breath. If there's somewhere that feels a little tight, see if you can focus your mind or your breath there. Carefully release your fingers and bring your fingertips down to the ground. Come to all fours. Let's place your hands down, step it back and bring your knees down. All fours. Let's do a few cat-cows here. Come into cow first. So move your chest down and forward. And then lift your chest up a little. Move your hips down and back. And then lift up through your hips a little. So first you move them down and back. Widen your thighs. Lift up through your hips. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen through your neck. Yeah, it's a lot of the same instructions. It's all the same work to find length in our spine. Open ourselves up so that you can feel a little more awake, a little more revitalized and ready for meditation. It's important to have our mind clear and, conscious when we step into meditation. Come into cat pose. Round your back. Push your hips forward. Create more space in your lower back. How? Draw your tailbone down. Imagine your belly moving back and widening your lower back. Breathe. It's easy to not breathe here because your chest gets compressed, so take some shallow breaths or as deep as you can. And back into cow. Take your time to shift through. And back into cat. And then move through these as you like, and you can hold them a little bit longer. You can spruce it up a little and bring in a little hip movement, a little shoulder movement. It doesn't have to be quite so linear. If your body wants something a little more fluid, a little less linear, just find it. We're going to do one of my favorite spinal twists and shoulder openers next, and it's going to be our last thing before we come back and sit and meditate. So this is called side child's pose, or Parsvabalasana. Walk your left hand forward a little and come up on your fingertips, and then take your right arm and feed it underneath your left arm. Turn your right palm up. Bend your left elbow and move it forward. And then you can bring your head and maybe your right shoulder down onto your mat. To get there, you probably have to move your hips way over to the left. So we're going to work to shift them back to the right. So push down through your left fingertips. Move your hips over to the right. That can feel a little awkward. It's going to hopefully help you open up your left side.
stretch your left elbow forward, so towards the top of your mat. And that's also going to help open your left side as you move your hips to the right. Stretch through your right fingertips over to the left as far as you can. And it's okay if your right shoulder or your head doesn't make it to the ground here. Do your best, or you can always prop it up and pop your blanket underneath there. We'll just be here for another couple of breaths though, before we switch sides. Really breathe into your left side. Come back through center. Push down through your left hand to help lift your body up. Come up onto your right fingertips and switch sides. Take your left arm underneath you, left palm up, bend your right elbow, bring your head and shoulder down to or towards the ground. So it's nice to take a moment to just settle here and find your way into the pose. And then push down through your left hand a little. Stretch your right elbow towards the top of your mat and move your hips over to the left. And stretch through your right side. Oh, this is such a good one for me. Got some real tight spots in my mid-back here. And this is just really gets into them. Stretch out through your left fingertips. Stretch your right elbow towards the top of your mat. Shift your hips over to the left and breathe into your whole right side. Another breath here. Make it good. Make it count. When you're done, push down through your right hand. Lift your head, lift your shoulder, come up, and come back to center. And grab whatever props you're going to sit on. And guess what?
Sit on them. Yeah, that was probably a super surprising instruction, wasn't it? And then take a seat that's going to be comfortable for you for about the next 15-ish minutes. Doesn't have to be what I'm going to sit in, which is Siddhasana. You can sit in Sukhasana, you can sit in Vajrasana, sit on your heels, you can sit however you like. Lotus, whichever own thing that works for us. Find what works for you. Sit on your props so that it helps you be comfortable here. And place your hands on your thighs. Look down past the tip of your nose. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Lengthen through the sides of your neck, so don't drop your chin to your chest, but look past the tip of your nose. Keep some space between your chin and your chest. Move your belly button back towards your spine a little bit. Draw down or move down through your tailbone a little bit. It can feel like tightening your butt just a little. Lift through the sides of your ribs. Lift through your breastbone. Move the top of your arms back into your shoulder joint, and then move your shoulder blades down your back, sort of diagonally. Left shoulder blade down towards your right hip. Right shoulder blade down towards your left hip. It's just what the muscles are going to do for you. It's nice to think about the direction they're moving so you can maybe encourage it a little bit. Then take your hand to your lower back and see if you can feel your vertebrae sticking out in your lower back. It's okay if you can. Guess what? I can. So it's totally okay. Even if I couldn't, it would still be fine. We're just going to adjust so that we can sit up properly. So take your hand off your lower back for a second, touch the front of your hips, and move from there forward a little and down a little. So you're going to just tip your pelvis forward a little. And then move from your belly button back just a little. So move your belly button back towards your spine a little. Move the front of your ribs back a little bit. Lift through the side of your ribs. Lift through your breastbone. Now take your hand to your lower back and see if you can still feel your vertebrae sticking out. If you can, all good. We'll see if we can make them go away a little bit more. If you can't, sit here. Just help them move away a little bit more. Take your opposite hand and touch the front of your ribs. This is a good trick. Move the front of your ribs back a little bit. Like hug them in and back. Did your vertebrae go away? Go away. They're still there. Sit up tall. We often will lift through our mid-back more than we need to find the optimal alignment in our spine, which is also going to optimally activate our muscles that support our spine. So just do your best here to get your lower back just to arch in enough that you can't feel your vertebrae sticking out, and you just have to do your best. You can add more props. That can help. Or do your best and sit here and work here. All we're ever really looking for is to put in our best effort, right? That's all we can do. We can't put in more than that. We can't put in somebody else's. We can put in less though. So work to sit as best as you can. Save the relaxed sitting for later. Breathe through your nose. Relax your eyes. Relax your eyes. So stop squinting even if your eyes are closed. You don't need to. Relax between your eyes and your ears. Relax your jaw. Engage the muscles that hold you up though. So sit up tall. Lengthen through your neck. Lift through your torso. Stretch down through your tailbone. Tone your belly. Move the front of your ribs back. All of that. As you keep your breath steady and your gaze soft or eyes closed. To help us just step into this a little more, I'm going to count your breath, and I want you to count your breath along with me. We're going to count our breath to a count of 5 for our inhale and 5 for our exhale. This is just to bring our mind here and bring us into ourself. Bring you into yourself. Wherever you are in your breath, exhale fully. Hold your breath out at the bottom of your breath so that we can all meet up there. And then to a count of 5, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do a few rounds on your own. Count your own breath. the end of your next 5 count of exhale, let the count go and just sit in this for a little bit. Breathe as you like. Keep your eyes closed or soft. And now take your gaze to look straight ahead. So if your eyes are closed, you're looking into the back of your eyelids. If your eyes are soft, you're probably looking into that space between the light and the dark, or somewhere in there. We work to slow our mind down when we sit, to clear our thoughts away, to clear our day away. And this today is not to sit in the nothingness, but it's to notice what lives there, what lives in that cleared away space. When you actually go in and dust your mind, what's left on the shelf? What was hiding under the dust? Look inside. Look straight ahead to look inside. Let your eyelids be that mirror and see your reflection. Have your gaze even sent back by the mirror into your mind, into your very soul, your essence. Look and listen. Tip your pelvis forward just a little. Move the front of your ribs and your belly back a little. Sit up tall. Move your arms back, shoulder blades down. Lift through your breastbone. And look inside your mind. Look into the colors as they move, the space, the light, the dark. You don't have to see anything. You don't have to have heard anything. What did you notice? There's no right or wrong. What did you notice? What do you see now when you look into that darkness, into that light that reflects back inside? What's on your mind? Realign your seat and spine as needed. Start to deepen your breath. And pull in what is outside a little bit. Bring in your surroundings with your breath. Start to move your body very slightly so that you can feel the air around you on your skin. Move in your spine a little. Move in your neck and your head a little. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Touch your thumbs to your breastbone. Anjali Mudra, prayer position. You may like to make notes at the end of this about what came up or what did not come up. You may not. It doesn't matter what your experience was. You had your experience. That is exactly what you were meant to have in this meditation. Next time, maybe it will be the same, maybe it will be different. Come back and sit again and see. See where it takes you. See what it can teach you. Thanks for doing this work on yourself today. Thanks for sitting with me. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for taking this time to go inside and to spend that time seeing what you see, looking into the darkness and seeing who's in there and what's going on. I think that's a really, really valuable part of our meditation, of our yoga practice, is to notice what's happening inside. And that is maybe something that we can think we're doing and not be doing. We can think that we are, actually going, I know what's going on, but when was the last time you actually stopped and sat and listened and paid attention to what you were hearing and seeing inside? Hopefully it was just now. Thanks for practicing. I'm glad that this was something that you wanted to add to your practice. Thanks for being here. If you would like to do a more asana-based practice with me, there's a class you can do later, do now, click on it, add it to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click my picture over there and then click on the little bell icon to get notifications when I post new classes. Thanks, Omies. See you soon.